Hello everyone, welcome to my July wrap-up. In the month of July I have read 11 books. It's been a good-ish month for reading, so let's get into that. So the first book that I finished in the month of July was The Help, which was actually on my 2021 TBR. And finally I got the audiobook actually with this one because the font is so small that it's kind of eye-murdering. I really cannot say anything else about it. But it was so amazing. There were many versions of this as an audiobook, and I'm so glad that I got the best one. The reading was amazing. It was, some of the characters were the same voices as in the movie. It was so beautiful. This is such a great book. Kind of one of my favorite books of all time. It has been promoted to one of my favorite books of all time. 5 stars. Highly recommend. Then I'm still on this kick, actually. So I've read, this was my second time reading The Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. And I just can't get enough of it. These are my summer reads. For some reason, Agatha Christie is my summer read. I don't know, I guess it started in high school. No, like elementary school. Anyways, loved it. Again, actually, I didn't even remember it that much. So it was still exciting and amazing. And I loved it. Then a book to feast my eyes on is by Megan Hess. And I've just recently gotten into her art, and there are videos of her drawing here on YouTube, and it's so satisfying and it's so beautiful to watch. And this is a book about the 100, and this is a book about 100 iconic dresses. It's called The Dress. It's full of her beautiful illustrations and also descriptions of these dresses. I want to get all of her books now. This was also a 5-star. Actually, I read this in like 1 hour or two, something like that, because it's, you know, it's mostly like the illustrations. But yet again, 5 stars. It was quite a good month of reading. Then I don't have the physical copy for the next one because that was Metamorphosis. I think that's how you say it, by Ovid. And I started reading it online as an ebook, or well, kind of on a computer. And I got the audiobook, so it was a mishmash of me reading that. But I mean, it's interesting. It's mythology. It's one of those things. It's just like the Iliad or the Odyssey. Like, you kind of have to get through it, and then you can say that you've done it. But it's not one of the most exciting things. I mean, I was mostly like editing videos or being in a garden while I was listening to it, but I did it. Then I finished Sugar Cookie Murder by Joanne Fluke, which is also a Hannah Swenson book. It's interesting because I was reading this in July when it was hot and I was walking. I remember I was like walking to places. It's an exercise and also to save money on a bus ticket. And it was about 100 degrees. And I was listening to like Snowfall and Christmas cookies and stuff. But I love Hannah Swenson. I love Joanne Fluke. Yet again, a perfect book. Cozy, summer, cozy winter mystery. Then just to, you know, curb my enthusiasm with reading, this one. Did annotate it a little because this is this is Revengerada. This is a sequel to The Devil Wears Prada. So annoying, such an annoying book. First of all, I realize now that I really don't like Andrea Sachs. I mean, in the movie, Anne Hathaway I like because she's sweet and she makes everyone likable. But she is a whiny beach. That's what she is. And now she's given away, I'm gonna spoil it for everyone. She's getting pregnant, and just imagine how annoying she could be pregnant. And Miranda appears about 5 times in this book. Some of these are her appearing, but then some of the other stuff is how, you know, what Andy did after leaving Runway. I think I gave it 2 stars, or probably 3, because I was being nice. It's not interesting, Andy is a whiny biatch, and I don't care. I wanted to get the third one, which is about Emily. I still might, because I kind of prefer Emily to Andy, but it's just not the same thing as The Devil Wears Prada, because that was about Runway, the magazine, the whole glamorous world of it. But this is just, it's not. It's an afterthought. I'm sorry, I didn't like it. Then I did listen to The Key to Rebecca, because it had Rebecca in the title by Ken Follett. I don't know how to say Follett. I'm sorry, I don't know, but I'll put it here. And yet again, another male author writing about people having sex for no reason at all, when it has nothing to do with the plot. Probably sometimes a little, but it's just, it's like nasty. Like, ugh, no, these things are not for me. Unfortunately, I didn't like it. I listened to it. It was supposed to be exciting, but nah. I was kind of cleaning my bookshelves while I was listening to it, so that made it fun. But I also listened to Beowulf, and it went right over my head, so I don't even want to like rate it anyhow, because it's, you know, one of those like old language, like old English stories. Probably I'm too foreign for it. I don't know, but I mean, I'm through with it, fine, but it was a month, like 5 stars and then meh. That was what I was kind of varying between. Something a bit more fun though was The Third Man by Graham Greene, and this is a really, really thin one. And we went to our, you know, summer cabin. We went to our cabin in the woods, and that was where I read this book, and it was such a fun time. It was 2 days, and we were in the garden, we were gardening and getting a little bit of sun, and I was reading this book in bed at night. It was such a fun time, so this book reminds me of that. So the whole experience was just wonderful, so therefore I like this book. And then I read The Shining again, because I want to read Doctor Sleep, and I thought that before I would start with Doctor Sleep, I would read The Shining again. So I got the audiobook for this one, and it was so good like that. And it's amazing how I read this when I was like 14 or something. And just imagine, like 20 plus years later, I still remember just so much about this book, like so many details, and I just loved it yet again. And in my opinion, roast me for it or whatever, but it's just so much better than the movie. And spookier than anything else, so 5 stars yet again. And to close off the month, I had listened to Artemis by Andy Weir, the guy who wrote The Martian. And it's supposed to be about a girl named Jasmine. And since at first she's called Jazz, I honestly thought it was about a guy. And it's one of those classic examples of guys writing, like males writing females, and just failing at it like epically. I had a hard time believing that it was about a woman. Women don't think like that. Women don't act like that. It's just really, really flawed in character. And it wasn't as exciting as The Martian was, unfortunately. Even though I listened to the audiobook and it was the same person reading this one as the person who read The Martian, but it's just not as good. So yet again, one meh. I had 5 stars and then I had meh books. So that was, I guess, the theme for this month. But there you go. So this was my reading month. I hope you liked it. And until the next time, read something, you guys. Bye-bye.